start the recording here. Okay. So to recap the yesterday's activities, what we discussed is the client administration, right? Client administration. As part of the client administration this week, we discussed about the how to create the client logical system creations, right? Local client copy, profile parameters, RFC administrations for the connectivity purpose, and remote client copy, right? Up to here we discussed, up to remote client copy we discussed. There is a one more method for the client copy, that is called the client export and import method. Client export and import method. So what is mean by client export and import method? So what does it mean? So exporting the client data, importing into the other systems. Suppose example, this is one system and this is one more system, right? So here, if you directly transfer the data from one client to another client, what is this is called the, what is this is called? You directly transferring the data from here to here. What is this is
Local
called?
client, local client.
What is mean by local client copy? Within the system, from one client to
Okay,
another client, if you copy the data, that is the local client copy, right? Within the system only.
okay.
This is the between
Remote.
two systems, right? Remote,
Okay, remote client.
remote client copy, right? Remote client copy. So see, the client export import method also like remote client copy only. So some suppose like the remote client copy is the two-way mechanism, one-way mechanism. So like directly you can transfer from source to target directly, you can transfer it. But the export import method is like is not direct transfer. So in between you have the file system, so OS level file systems. Then so you have the, that file system is called the USRSAP trans. So then you can transfer this system to the here. Then you can export to the here. Then from here you can import to the here. So this is the method. This is called the export, and the transaction code is called the SCC8. SCC8 is the transaction code. Then this is called the import. The transaction is called the SCC7 is the import method. But both are same. Both data is reaching to the target. Both are should be reaching to the target only. But this is the direct transfer method to the target system, and this is the two-way mechanism. First you are exporting to the your file system, then after that you are importing to the, so then target system. This is called the export import business. Export import business. Suppose example, so suppose example, if you take the outside example, so you want to transfer something from Hyderabad to Bangalore, then you pick the data and you only person directly you are transferring to the, so Bangalore, right? Directly you are giving the delivery to Bangalore. That is the direct remote client copy, right? So that is the direct remote client copy method, direct remote client copy method. But what about this one? What about this one? This is not direct remote client copy method. So you are you are same way you have to give the Bangalore delivery, but you are not directly giving. First you are exporting to the in middle like suppose like Anandapur or Jagityal, Karnool, there is a center point, right? There you are exporting. From there to one more person will give the delivery to the in Bangalore location. So this is the, you are exporting to the Karnool, from Karnool to Bangalore you are importing, right? That is the export import business, right? So this is a two-way mechanism. Sir, both are same, right? So which method is preferable method? Which method we have to use it? So in any case, suppose remote client copy, right? SC See, so 9 is the remote client copy, right? So in any case, so suppose if you want to, suppose there is a, suppose here there is a thumb rule. So normally every organization, if if client size, if the client size is more than 1 terabyte, then they can go for this approach, export import approach. Export import approach, export and import approach. If the client size is below below 1 TB, then we can directly use the remote client copy. Remote client copy, we have to use it. So why it's so? So why? Because the data size is more. Sometimes some customers, their network standards, network is not very good. So they won't prefer all the data 2 terabyte, 6 terabyte data transfer from source to target, right? They will not prefer the transferring the data from source to target. They will not prefer, right? They will not prefer to transfer the data from source to target. So in this case, they can go for the export import approach, right? Some customers, why the two-way mechanism, exporting to the file system, then again importing to the file system. So which one is best method? So normally the export import method is the best method if the data size is very more than TB. So data, this is export import. Why? Because you are exporting to the here, then after that you can import to the here. So if the suppose import got cancelled, then again you can pick up from here to here. So here you are transferring from here to here. So something in middle, 99, 98%, your remote client copy got cancelled. What will happen if the remote client copy got cancelled? So then again, you need to start from the scratch, right? You need to start from the scratch again. It will give the some load on the source also. So right here, exporting, then there is no impact on the source here. Then you can import it here. So that is the thing here. Here, two systems are impacting. There is a load on the two systems, right? Directly transferring from here to here. From here, so there is no impact on the source system. Directly you can export it, then you can import to the target system, right? This is the export import methods, right? So these are the transaction codes. So while exporting, the data will be exported to the USR SAP trans directory. Then after that, so from you log into the target client, then you can use the SC7, you can import it. So how it will we do, how we have to do this one? So that we will check now, right? That we will check now. Okay. So now, so let's see, let's log into the systems. Now only one system is there here. Here we need to both the systems should be in the so trans directory. Both the systems should be in the transport group. Our next topic we are going to discuss about the TMS configurations, right? TMS configurations. Okay. So what I'm doing here, first of all, both the systems should be in the TMS configurations. I'm going to create the TMS here. This you will get next week. Next week our class is purely on the TMS administration. So for now you can ignore the configurations. So because this configuration already exist in the every organization. So during the initial build of the systems. Approve domain ID. So don't use wrong passwords. So users will get locked. So what I will do here, I will change it to the service user so that your users it won't get locked. Your users it won't get locked. Okay. So I change it to the service user domain underscore PRD. Here go to the PRD. What is the password? Anyone knows? Again, in the password of this one. Uh, just I'm setting the same password. Okay, you can use the same password. Okay, you can use the same password. So HTMS systems. So I can see here system waiting to be included. Then go to the here approve button. Then that we should approve it here. So that is getting approved, which means that is getting added to the here. So this will you will get as part of the configuration part. That time you will get all these things, right? System is added into the domain. So both the systems are interconnected now. Now let me go to define the routes as well, transport routes also. For this topic, the TMS configuration is important. That's why. So I'm just explaining about this one, right? Okay, configuration is done now. TMS configuration is done. Okay, so what we have to do now? What configuration? What we have to do now? So now we want to quality and production, right? So now you can see here in the quality, you can see in the QAS is the quality system here. Here in the quality system, you can see you can do the export option, right? You can do the export option. Just if you go to the SCC 8, you can do the export. You can do the exports. So not only here, you can do the any exports, you can perform it. Suppose like example, just SAP underscore all is a small profile, you can export it. What is the target system here? Target system is our PRD. We want to import to the target system, right? Then I selected the PRD. Then click on the, or you can start immediately, or schedule as a background job. Same remote client copy, how you performed, same way. So here it will create the some files at operating system level. 3 files it will be created when you are doing the export import method. The 3 files will be created here, right? So one is the SID KO, KT, KX. So KO means cross client. So KT means client specific, and KX means client specific text. So these are the 3 files will be created, and the 3 files will be merged into, it will create the one file in the USR SAP trans directory. The data will be exported in the name of files. It will be exported. If you see here, that data will be exported here. Nothing is there here. Then if you go ahead and export it, then so background job is successfully scheduled. Then you can go to the SCC3 here. Then you can check the transfer here, how the exports and imports are happening here, how the exports and imports are happening. See, right? Exporting the data is getting exported here. See here, the data is getting exported. So data exporting here. So once the data exported, so you will see the files here. You will see the files here at operating system level. Why? Because you are exporting the data to using the SCC8. You are exporting the data to USR SAP trans folder at operating system level. You are exporting to the here. Then after that, we are importing to the here using the SCC7. You are importing the data to there, right? So this is the way you are exporting and importing the data, right? It should complete it. Once it is completed, then the data will be exported. So once it is completed, you no need to do anything in here. Then directly you can go to the here. Then you can import it. Directly you can go to the here. Then you can import the data. So which client we have created? 100 client, right? Is it 100 client? Have we created the 100 client, right? So I think under client we created and we transferred the some data also, right? Under client we created and we transferred the some data from yesterday. So some user, some data we transferred here, right? So same way, what we can do, we are exporting. This is a different method we are using now, not the remote client copy, right? So there is a request number generated, KT, right? So you can see here a request number generated at operating system level. See here, there is a request number is generated here. So this is the data in this file, the data available in the co files and data files, the data is available in this file. See here, so it's kind of like so 3 MB, 3 MB I think, yes. So data exported here. So we are exporting the data is exported. So means exporting is done here, exporting is done here, right? So exporting is done here, right? So then what we can do here, then we can go to the SCC7, SCC7. So SCC7, then we can import it. We can go to the SCC7, then we can import it here, right? So exporting and importing exporting and importing, export, and we can import the systems. So this is the way directly you can execute it. This will be imported. So that is the way we can export and import the data. So both are same. The method is same. The final assumptions are same, right? So like transferring the data from here to here. So within the system, one client to another client, that is a local client copy. So remote client copy means between two systems, between two systems and two clients to transferring the data. So within the city, fine, but Hyderabad to Bangalore, remote client copy. So if it's Hyderabad to Bangalore, how you want to copy? Either you can use direct transfer method or you can do the export import business, right? You have the export import. Everybody knows what is meant by export and import, right? So that is the thing here, right? So let's talk about all the client administration transaction codes in the one glance here, one page here. So initially with this we have completed the client administration. So we will discuss about the all the transaction codes in the one page here. So client creation, what is the transaction code? SCC4.
C4.
Then after that, logical system creation. What is that?
BD50,
54.
BD54.
Sale or BD54. So sale also we can use it, right? So sale means if you go to the here, not on here. So if you go to the our systems here. So if you see here, so BD sale, right? Sale also we can use it, but it's like a indirect method, this one. So BD54 is a directly you can go to the edit mode and you can change it. But here you need to go to the basic settings. Then you have to go to the basic settings and so logical systems, and so define the logical systems. So like that you have to create it, define the logical systems. So like that you have to create the settings here. Directly go to the edit mode, then you can create the logical system settings here. You can create it, right? This way you have to go it. But instead of that, if you go to the directly, if you use the BD54, then you will get right. You will get right everything. So this is the thing. Directly you will get right. So that's why most of the team they will use the BD54 only. But both transaction codes are very useful. Then after that, we discussed about the local client copy. What is the transaction code?
SCCL.
SCCL, right? SCCL is the transaction code here. Then remote client copy.
SCC9.
Okay, SCC9 is the remote client copy. Then client export and import, that is called the SCC8
8.
and
Seven.
SCC7, right? Client copy logs, where can we check?
SM.
SC3.
As client copy logs. So SCC3 is the client copy logs here. So then after that, so what we discussed till in the client administration, RFC destinations, right? So why? Because to remote administration, RFC connection is required for remote client copy. Suppose example, simple logical thinking is required in as a basis consultant. You require some logical thinking. Suppose I want to transfer some data from my mobile to your mobile. What I required here, first of all, First of all, I need
Connection.
to connection is required. In the mobile phone, how will we initiate the connection here? Bluetooth, right? Or
Bluetooth,
some
share it.
share it something like that, right? So we will use that options to use it. But in SAP,
RFC.
yes, RFC connections we can create it, and some 59 we can use the RFC
Time.
connection. So connections means, so my mobile is the, suppose both are mobile the same, then we can use the connectivity, right? Suppose my mobile is Samsung and here your mobile also Samsung, then I can use the connect. But my mobile is the, so Samsung, your mobile is the iPhone, then suppose my mobile is the iPhone, your mobile is the small phone, then so connection types of connections. Then right, we have the types of connections, right? So above to above connections, HTTP connections, external connection that is called the, and TCP/IP connections, internal connections like drivers connections, like that number of connections are there. We can initiate it. Any connection is possible. TCP/IP, right? So that is the connections that we discussed with the SM59 is the transaction code. RFC means remote function call, right? Remotely we are calling that function, that is called the remote function call. Without RFC cannot transfer any data. So without connecting, will you transfer any data to other your friend mobile? No, right? So without connectivity, will you go from Bangalore to Hyderabad? No, right? Without connectivity, right? So that's the important here, right? Same way, without connectivity, so how can we go from Hyderabad to your Vijayawada or Hyderabad to your places, right? It's not possible. Connectivity means here road connectivity, transport connectivity. If the connectivity is there, then only we are moving, right? Without connectivity, how can we move? It's not at all possible. So that's the reason. So the connection is very important here. The connectivity is very important here for anything, not only the RFC data, any data, anything you want to transfer the data to any system. First of all, within your mind, there's a prerequisite. So remote connectivity is required here. Then, and also we discussed, so we created the client and also the profile administration we discussed, right? The profile administration. So RZ10 and RZ11 we discussed the profile, static profiles and dynamic profiles. Restart is required. One more is the restart is not required. So RZ11 temporary, RZ10 is the permanent. So this profile parameter changes we discussed, right? We can increase the system. By default, we will get the default configuration. In any case, you want to, so in any case, you want to import, you want to do the exports. Any case, sorry, you want to increase the system configurations. You want to change the system configuration. Why? Because by default, we will get that 10 dialogues. So suppose like 6 backgrounds, some configurations we will get. You want to change the entire system tune. You want to tune it. Suppose example, let's see some examples in your mobile phone. When you purchase the new mobile phone, you will get the default configuration, default screensaver, default sound, default. So whatever it may be, all you will get from the default ringtones, everything from the, after that, what you are doing, you are adjusting, right? You are changing to as per your needs, right? Is it correct or not? Right?
Yeah, correct.
This is correct. You are changing. So how you are changing in mobile phone? You are going to the settings tab. There you are doing some theme changes, ringtone changes, and the photo changes. Whatever it may be, you are doing all the changes. You are doing it, right? So same way in mobile phone you are using the settings button, but in SAP level you are using the RZ10 transaction code. Simple, right? It's very simple, right? Default configuration. Then after that, you are changing as per your needs. You are changing to the, yeah, you are changing to the as per the your business standards. You are changing it. Simple concept. Simple concept. Don't like so don't get deviate or don't get confused here. Simple topic. Just any topic you can relate to the your real world day-to-day usages. Then it will be, so it will be fixed in your mind. The data will be injected in your mind. So right. So data will be injected. Don't worry. So we'll get more examples when we go to the ECC or S4HANA systems. Your data will be injected. So you have to inject your data in your brain. So brain is the your main memory here. So brain is your main memory, which means your RAM memory is the your brain here, right? RAM memory is your brain. So slowly you have to Inject means totally you have to insert the data, transaction codes and everything you have to insert it. Right? Now you got it, right? So now you got idea. Okay, RZ10, RZ11 is the transaction code. We can change the any system configurations, we can change it. So that's why we discussed about the profile parameters. So how many types of profiles we have?
Two types,
Okay.
default and instance.
Instance profile. In instances, how many instance profiles we have?
Two instance.
Two instances, right? Like one is the ASCS instance, second one is the application server instance. So what is it mean by ASCS instance? What is mean by ASCS instance?
Yes, we have the message and queue server.
Wherever your message server is there, that instance we call it as ACS. That is
Yes.
Web Central Service instance.
Right. Correct. Okay. So these are the ASCS and these are the instances, right? So that is the thing here, right? Now you got it. So let's see. Okay, now you got it. So parameter changes and everything, you got it, right? So any confusion, all these topics which you are having currently? If it is clear, then we'll discuss about the some other important points, or so we can discuss about the, as today is our Saturday, so assessment time. So we'll discuss about the some assessments related topics. What do you guys suggest?
Ravi, can you explain once again client export and import?
It's okay, export and import. Okay, so just simple example, client export and import. So just you have the one mobile phone or something is there, you want to deliver it to the your Bangalore friend, right? You want to deliver it to your Bangalore friend. So directly if you go, that is the remote client copy. Directly if you go, and if you only have to hand over, that is the remote client copy. So you are busy with something, then you have to go up to some middle point. Middle point means up to Kurnool or Jagitiala is the center, like Kurnool I think center. For Hyderabad to Bangalore, Kurnool is the center, I guess. Then you will go to the Kurnool. From there you will give to the one person, then that person you are exporting to that person, then that person will go and deliver to the your friend. That is the import method, export and import. This is not the two-way mechanism, it's not the direct mechanism, it's a two-way mechanism, which means you are exporting to the here, you are exporting to the here, from here to, then you are importing to the, then here to, you are importing to the here, you are exporting, then you are importing to the here. So this is the way, right? The export and this is the import method. But if you directly give handout to your friend, that is the direct transfer, that is called the remote client copy. Not you are doing directly, you are just exporting, then you are just exporting here, then you are just importing to the, you are importing, right? You are direct transfer. So in this way, what will happen? You are exporting done, then after that you are importing. Suppose import is cancelled, then directly can go to the export OS level folder, then you can import it multiple times. So that is the way you can do the export and import options, you can perform it, right? So from any client to any client, you can do the exports, and any system to any system, you can perform the exports and import options also, you can perform it, right? You can export it, go to the SCC8 client export. So maybe target group or system, you can select it, group or system, you can select it, right? So either system you can select it. So you can want to export it from here to here, then schedule as a background job, right? So then schedule, then here system name, source system, source client, this is the system, right? So then continue here, right? So it is creating the some files at operating system level. So then scheduled, right? You can see here SCC8 is scheduled here, right? So if we go to the exports, so it is scheduling here, right? It is processing. This processing, client export is processing means here operating system level, it will create the some files here, operating system level, it will create the some files here, operating system level, right? So you are in the PRD 100 client, right? You are in the PRD 100 client now. So it will create the some files at operating system level, So another USRS, it means the data is exporting here. You are exporting the data to operating system level. Then again, you are importing the data. You are exporting and importing the data. You are exporting and importing the data here. Then you are in the quality system. You can go to the here. Then you can go to the SCC7. Then you can import it. SCC7, you can import it, right? SCC7, you can import it. So, but here, so still this data is in progress only. So we have to wait. So it is in progress. So it is in progress. So it is processing. So same way. So it is in progress, it is processing. So then we can import to the respective systems. We can import it. Okay. So this is
Can
the
we
way.
do reverse, sir? Can we do reverse from
Yes.
target to source also?
Yes, we can do. Anywhere to anywhere, we can do that one. Okay. So that may take time to export it. So you can practice it. So not a problem. So you have our systems are there. So you have the many application servers are there, systems are there. You can practice it how you want to go. You can practice it. Okay. So this is the export and import method. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Simple. If I someone is unable to understand English, just sorry, Telugu, excuse me. So yeah, simple ఏంటంటే నువ్వు ఒక పార్సిల్ని కానీ ఒకదాన్ని తీసుకెళ్ళి మీ ఫ్రెండ్కి ఇవ్వాలి. then నువ్వే డైరెక్ట్గా తీసుకెళ్ళి నువ్వే ట్రావెల్ చేసి నువ్వే తీసుకెళ్ళి అతనికి ఇస్తే అది డైరెక్ట్గా నువ్వే ఇచ్చినట్టు, అంటే రిమోట్ క్లయింట్ కాపీ. అలా కాకుండా నువ్వు సగం దూరం వెళ్తావు, అక్కడ సగం దూరం నుంచి వేరే వాడు వెళ్తాడు, అక్కడ నుంచి ఆడికి వెళ్తాడు. ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఇంపోర్ట్ బిజినెస్ తెలుసు కదా మనకి. ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఇంపోర్ట్ బిజినెస్ అంటే ఏంటి, నువ్వు ఇక్కడ నుంచి సో ఒక షిప్ యాడ్కో డంపింగ్ ఒక యాడ్కి నువ్వు తీసుకెళ్ళి అక్కడ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేస్తావు, అక్కడ నుంచి వాళ్ళు తీసుకెళ్ళి అక్కడ ఇంపోర్ట్ చేస్తారు, రైట్? ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఇంపోర్ట్ సేమ్ మెథడ్ అనమాట ఇది. ఓకేనా? అయితే ఏంటంటే నువ్వు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కోడ్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. ఇక్కడ మెయిన్ కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కోడ్స్ అనమాట ఇవన్నీ. సో చాలా సింపుల్ వేలో ఉంటుంది అనమాట ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కోడ్స్ కూడా. లైక్ హౌ ఇట్ విల్ బి లైక్, సో ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ద హౌ టు రిమెంబర్ దిస్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కోడ్స్ హియర్. సో SCC4 is common, like client creation. So SCC3 client copy logs, we can check it out. Like SCCL, L means local, right? Local client copy. Then SCC9, 9 means R9, right? R9. So R means, so R is like this, right? If you turn it to left, this is the R. If you turn it to right, this is the R, right? R, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you count it, then so see here, it's like that R. That's why it's a remote. R means remote. Then SCC8, 8 means so export, right? Export. So if you cut 8 horizontally or horizontally, right? If you cut 8 horizontally in the middle, you see that is the 8, E8, right? E8, right? R9, E8, right? Something like that, the pronunciation. So then if you go to the SCC7, 7 means import. I means in the third letter, we will write I as 7, right? Something like that, we will write something like that here, right? In third letter, in third, so we have the 3. So మా తెలుగులో మాట్లాడితే మూడో బడిలో ఐని ఇలా రాస్తాం, గుర్తుంది కదా, తెలుసు కదా. సో I means it can remember these words, you can remember it, right? So these are the client administration so related things. Okay, so client profile administration, background job administration, back here whatever we discussed till now, right? So background jobs and the profile parameters, then RFC administration, then client administration. So these are the important points, so important topics. So none of that thing they won't ask you, the installations, so nothing they won't ask you. So background jobs, so background jobs are very important. How will you schedule the background job types, job steps, job status, like these are the things. Then if you these are the things for the job administration purpose. So if the jobs are active, where can we check? Go to the SM37. If the job is active from longer time, then what is the impact? It will impact the system performance, right? So because it will system, one process running means it will consume the some amount of memory and CPU. 1 hour fine, 2 hour fine, 3 hours. And always like 2 days, 3 days means definitely system will go and die. Why? Because for us, how the food and water is important, for the in the system process also, each and every process, food and water is important. One process is consuming more food and more water, then other process will go to the sick status. Then other process it won't perform their responsibilities, right? So then immediately system will go halt status, like system will be down, system will be busy, system will be hanged. So that type of issues we may get. We need to fix it out why the job is running. So job is running on the one background job, right? So one foreground. So are there any recent changes in the foreground? Are there any issues with the variant? Are there any issues with the database level? Why? Because the job go and will update the database table. Any database issues, table issues, full issues. So that kind of, you have to elaborate. One issue means you have to think 360 degrees, multiple ways. We have to 3 degrees. Suppose if some murder happened in the of the CBC, of the police officer, he will think multiple ways. All the angles he will think, right? So you also think of like this. Suppose your phone got hanged. So your phone got hanged. So how will you think like? So you will think like battery, then some other things, and also you will recharge it, then you will switch off, then you will start up, right? Multiple ways you will think and you will do the troubleshooting and you will fix the issues. Correct? Same way here as a basis consultant, you need to investigate multiple ways. You have to investigate it to find out what is the cause of the issue. Then you need to fix it. Right? So it's a kind of very challenging. You need to, it's not like the daily routine work and everything. So every day new issues comes, you need to explore more, right? Means logical thinking. Here logically thinking is very important. If something is not working, then the troubleshooting steps you are doing, right? What are the troubleshooting steps? Then those are the very important. What are the troubleshooting? Suppose your TV is not switching on, then what are the trouble ways you will find out? The first of all, fix it, initial fix. Initial do the troubleshooting. Then if you are unable to fix it, then you will take it out the service center, high level, right? Same as here also. Initial we will fix these small issues and everything. If we are unable to fix it, then we will contact the seniors here, right? Same as like everywhere, same technicians will contact it. Same way here also, right? So like that, so we can plan it. Right? So let's start some assessments related questions today. As of now, what we discussed now, right? So like we okay. So you can take a note down of the questions and you can send me the whenever you have the free time, right? So the questions like, so the first question which I am going to give you is the like assessment on this one. So the first I'm going to give the background jobs. So if the jobs are running from, long time, then what is your approach to fix the issue or identify the issue? And fix the issue or first of all identify the issue. Okay, so that is the thing, right? So if the jobs are running from long time. So one more thing, if how to check the job logs in our systems, how to check the job logs, right? So that is a very important to find out the cause. So what is variant? What is mean by variant in the job? Variant in the job, right? So one more thing is tricky. I want schedule my job from Monday to Wednesday. Monday to Wednesday from time morning 10 to 6 a.m. IST. Right? You know me, right? So my job should start from Monday 10 o'clock. Then it should start Monday 10 o'clock. Then it should finish it 10 to 6 p.m. Right? 10 to 6 p.m. Right? 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. IST. It should finish it in this time only. It should not run after the 6 p.m. It should not start before 10 o'clock. Like this every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days, 10 to 6, 10 to 6, 10 to 6. It should start it, right? Then it should finish it. Then it should not start after the 6 p.m. Like that, I need one, you have to schedule the one background job, right? You have to schedule the one background job. Maybe it should like hourly. Hourly, my job should run, means 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Then 7th, it should not run. Then tomorrow, Tuesday, 10, 11, 12, like that. Wednesday, 10, 11, like that. Weekly, 3 days only, but it should be 10 to 6, 10 to 6 only. Hourly, it should execute it. You got it? Any questions on this, clarity on that, on this topic in this question?
Any operation modes we need to set, Ravi, for this?
Operation modes I have not discussed, right? That's why I'm not going to explain this one. So I want to set, that's you have to set it.
Okay.
You have to think this one. Okay, it's a very dangerous question. You have to show me, like schedule a job, run it for today or schedule it, then show me how you scheduled it. Just send me the screenshot. That's it. Okay. So the next one, my next one is like, so okay, so client copy locks, right? So that is the important question, and that is the diff between remote and client export and import method. Client export and import method, difference between so remote and client export and import method, that is important. So that's it for client administrations. Then RFC, okay. Connecting to what is meant by HTTP connection. Give example. I want give me one example. Change the DAA work process number to 5 in each app server. Each app server of PRD, right? Then enable the SAP star user in so QAS system, right? So then what next? Enable the SAP star user in the quality systems. Change the dialog. Okay. So how to restart SAP systems in Windows and Linux systems. Okay, this 10 questions you can take a note. Okay, so tell me the answers here. Okay, you can take a note and tell me the answers here. Okay, not rightly, you can think it out, but